This is Hutch, and today I'm going to show you how to get essentially legal leverage inside an IRA using options. So we're going to use the example of CIFR stock. You can see my buying power and excess liquidity, 3138. It says 314. Interesting, the whole Pi Day thing. Regardless, I have 700 shares of CIFR. Let's go ahead and buy 100 shares right now. And you can see I'm going to pay $612, and obviously that is just going to come off the top, right? So it's exactly 612 less than what I just showed you before. 3138, I believe it was. Makes sense. So now let's go ahead and create a synthetic option position. To clarify, we're not going to do a true synthetic, but I'll show you what it is. And it's July right now, since this is for an IRA. Most people are used to funding their IRAs in March or April of the following year. And whether the stock goes down and you get assigned the put, or the stock goes up and you want to call back the price to your call level, you want to be able to fund the account. So a truth and synthetic is you sell a put for $176. Actually, you can see the midpoint down there is $179. They never give it to you exactly for that, but I call it the middle of the middle. It'll be between the mid and the bid, somewhere in there is what you can usually get it for. And you can buy a call for $209. Now you can see the mid, you are kind of overpaying for the notional value. The notional value is $611, but you are getting some leverage with this trade. With this in an IRA, you're not getting a ton of leverage because the broker, since you are exposed from $6, they are going to carve off the full $600 that you're exposed. They have to legally. Between 6 and 1, or 6 and 0, there is no 0 button. But they're going to carve that out in your account. So you may as well just buy stock. However, if you do something called what I call a hedged synthetic, by buying this little hedge put down here, you are now paying more for the notional value of the stock. You did pick up a hedge, but I don't think CIFR is going to go below 3, but that is the hedge. If it goes below 3, you can always get out and get $300, even if it goes to 0. It's like a contractual stop loss. That's not why we're doing it, though. By having this contractual stop loss, the broker is only going to carve off $300 instead of $600 in your account. And this is where the legal leverage comes into play. So if we did this in a vacuum, yes, you'd be paying a little bit more. You'd be paying 61 cents. And to clarify, they would carve off 300 and, oh, now it's 61. They would carve that off. But still, you're controlling basically a position that's worth $611. You're controlling it from $6, and you're doing that for $365 rather than $612. So kind of nice leverage. What I'm going to do is I'm going to pay up a little bit and go inverted with my call. Now, a couple things happen. What you notice is now you get all the profits. Instead of getting all the profits above 6, you get them above 5, and it only costs you about 40 cents more. So now I am coming out of pocket more. So I'm coming out of pocket 91 cents, plus the broker's going to carve off the 300. So it's 391. So essentially for paying 2/3, a little less than 2/3 of what I would pay from the stock, I'm now controlling this stock from $5 upwards. The only downside is I do have negative exposure. I have negative exposure from 6 if it goes down. Again, a positive is if it completely shits the bed, I have this contractual stop loss. So to me, this is a pretty good risk-reward trade-off. It is going to act like a lot like stock. If it goes up, this put will shrink in value. This put will shrink in value. So you keep that kind of net credit. And this call will increase in value, as you can see if we go down the road here. And it acts more like stock the deeper you go. So let's go ahead and put one of these in here. And let's see what they'll give it to me for. So that's interesting. 104. Okay, let's see. It wants the full 122. I'm not going to do that. I always try and find the middle. I don't think they're going to give it to me for the... Wow, they did. They gave it to me for the middle. So that's pretty cool. So it cost me $408. The 108 I paid out of pocket, less the $6 put, $3 put. That spread the $300, $408. Let's go back and verify with my buying power. So, yeah, if you remember, we started off at like a 31 and change, and then we dropped to essentially 35 and change. And you can see, well, that it did not take the full buying power. So, cool way to get additional leverage in an IRA if you're bullish the stock. Again, your exposure is you are on the hook to pay $6 because of the put position. You can see I have several of these, but yeah, you are on the hook in March. Whoops. To pay $6, you are hedged if it's below 3, and you profit from all the growth above 5. And that $1.08 we paid was actually pure intrinsic value or pure equity because the stock was trading at $6.12. You paid $1.08 net for your $5 call. So pretty cool trade.